Okay, so we're gonna check into Pluto. Pluto, I guess hi, hello, and welcome to the Ingressional Report brought to you by Vertex of Abundance. My name is Serene Priestess Aplosi. I'll be your oracle today, and I sent to deliberate the findings for the Pluto ingress into Aquarius. So let's get that detail. Okay, so Pluto moved into Aquarius on the 23rd of March in most places. So that's about 5 days ago, a week ago. Now it's only going to move in for a little bit and then move out. Okay, so let's see when it retrogrades because that's close by. So it stays there for a whole month. Okay, so on the 1st of March, and it goes retrograde for about a month. Pluto right now is at 0 degrees. Pluto can stay in a sign 18 to 24 years. It takes about 248 years to go around the sun. When Pluto moves into a sign, you start to see a generation and a phase in that kind of society go down. So the kind of society would be the sign that it's in, like Capricorn was people in positions of power. And you saw over that 18 to 24 year period, different power structures fell. And I think that's going to happen in Aquarius because what you saw fall in Capricorn was whales, people of great power, not system structures of power. I feel like that because Saturn blesses you in Aquarius, but curses you in Capricorn. And so that's what it's moving through right now, Capricorn into Aquarius. They're both Saturn ruled signs. If you know about the Lord of Saturn, it's Shani, worships Shiva, and that's what Pluto is, Shiva. So I feel like the ways of people, the ways of showing up, the ways of engaging celestial power, celestial sovereignty, celestial citizenship, it's going to shift and change. The politicking in terms of respectability and the virtue signaling and the individuality shaming, kink shaming, the tone police and compassion baiting, the toxicity in our relationships and societal natures. I call that the enabling and the flying monkeys. That's going to shift. That's going to change. When Pluto moves into a sign, Pluto takes away or brings the shadow to light and takes away the power dynamic. Okay, now it's not always the power dynamic is gone. It could just mean that the power dynamic shifts in terms of awareness. Okay, great. So why don't we go ahead and get in here? Let's try to see. Okay. This is what was going on before the ingress. Pluto was trying to get us ready for some kind of consciousness, some kind of shift, being prepared to receive. There was a reversal of some kind with the Temperance and the Two of Pentacles. It was about our power in this world, really our position of power. So our power, whatever that means for whomever, it really would be self-worth and value, strength, courage, and wisdom, faith, hope, and optimism, the bigger, brighter, and better future that we see, that we imagine. We'll talk about some kind of fortitude as well. So that would be the temperance of some of the more bestial natures, not always even just low energy. We have the Six of Wands, the Fool card. So this is a new accolade, a new award, a new position, a new recognition. So we're wanting to get out there and cut it up in some kind of way with the Fool and the Page of Wands. So during the last kind of degrees or the last little bit of Capricorn, there was some energy of being, we were aligning with things that we had already overcome, which was giving the situations because we were told to, or because we had been emotionally tied, triggered, or socialized or conditioned into it. Now something in our soul is calling us, and our spirit is really pushing us out there with the Fool and the Spirit, and with the Fool and the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands could just be a vessel of a spirit. Yeah, so something came to light, it's finally over. And it does create a new beginning in some kind of way. I think truth came out about how we were tied, how we were conditioned, how we were programmed, and strategies that society uses, ways that society is. It took about 3 months to come fully to our consciousness, but then we realized that we had a position to hold. And that was in the last week. We discovered how we needed to work with people or work with things or work with a plan that was against us. And I really do feel like as a society, we were conditioned and programmed in a certain way. And it was designed to deplete the depths of our soul. But with the 10 of Cups here, we've had a homecoming, a soul retrieval. We know how to connect to spirit now with the 2 of Cups and the Fool card. We have divine protection with the 7 of Wands. Yeah, because there was an obsession. That was the whole plan from the whole beginning. 3 of Pentacles with the Fool and the Devil card. That's called a new obsession, especially with the 2 of Cups here. But what I'm feeling is like powers that be, since the beginning of our origination, progenation, they wanted to lead us towards dark. They wanted to sow seeds of demise. They needed us to be with the program or ignorant of it and under its control. And it was a long time in coming. Somebody may be a Capricorn rising here or Mars in Capricorn. It was like in the next week, some dark, malevolent, or negative plan is going to come forward, something to introduce in fear into our heart. And we have the 10 of Wands here. So this is hell on earth with the devil, but something is devoid of spirit. So even in this case, the only spirit that could rule in this sense would be the devil. So the hell that we've been living on is what ended the last kind of couple days before. That's what was preparing for us for this. So things have gotten as bad as they can get. 10 of Wands and the devil. It was happening slowly. 9 of Pentacles and the devil. Unless we were some kind of Mars in Capricorn or Capricorn rising, it was mounting slowly. Also, if there is a Capricorn rising and it's not us, they were digging a hole for us. And now they're going to come forward knowing that the hellish conditions we've been living under are part of their creation, or they had insight into these negative influences that were growing in our lives, or being out of alignment with the power dynamic. They were aware of this. And also Capricorn, Pluto is moving from Capricorn to Aquarius. So somebody may definitely has their moon in Capricorn. Women's rights here. So a lot of the dynamic, I think a lot of the root of problems are the lack of equality with women. And on a spiritual level, if you understand the divine feminine, there's a lot, she's like that's where abundance is seated. So I think spiritually abundance has been plundered, and the way the society is a manifestation of that. This is demonality with the 5 of Wands and the 10 of Wands. This is hell and demons, the infernal kingdom. Yeah, that however interactions we've been having with the infernal kingdom has produced some kind of trauma. 4 of Swords, 5 of Wands, 4 of Swords here. And we started to leave or to pull back, and they started to send more energy. They wanted to speed things up or get things going again. The Page of Wands was there too, where the 8 of Swords is now. 8 of Wands is now. That's somebody who wants more. And then Pluto comes here. So what was called out was that we were interacting with the dark principality. And that's a multitudinous of meanings. So people who continuing on the path with them would lead us off our path. Basically, negative influence would be introduced into our life, maybe even a toxic connection. Toxicity in the relationship does not always need to be that they are malignant. It could just be that there's a thought or some type of, structure mechanism that divides us, prevents us from our power versus puts us closer to it. So we're spiraling downward versus spiraling upwards. Typically, it's conditioning and programming. Mother, daddy, teacher, preacher. The first abuser, the first bully in the life is usually the parents and then the teachers. And so if the child is anything other than cookie cutter, it can be traumatic, which is larger than the level it would take to cope. Some people have been torn down and now they're building themselves back up slowly. And that's what Pluto was showing us, okay? That we had given permission, the laws, the system, the structure, the foundation, the organization was designed that way. This is what, when you go through the system, how you come out wounded. Unless you become an agent, you come out like this, wounded, okay? That's what I'm getting. And so that's what Pluto has shown us. And some people still are unawares with this 2 of Swords here, but this came out about a month ago. Some kind of constriction or impasse was made known to us about a week ago. And about a month ago, the minds of the collective started to shift, okay? And it was always gonna be this way, and with Pluto and with the Wheel of Fortune and the Judgment card, it could just mean like transits or cycles or, ingress. So that's a shift in the generation or a prophecy. The Judgment and the Wheel of Fortune is a shift in the generation or prophecy. Knight of Cups, yeah. Spirit came for us. I'm so sorry, I'm waiting on a message here. Okay. The universe is laughing at me. Okay, so spirit came for us, and I'm hearing something when the moon transited Scorpio, or there was some connection to Scorpio. Capricorn and Scorpio are sextile, which is opportunity creating. So I think spirit came for us, or we made a spiritual move, or we acclimated with the Nine of Cups, the energy of something, and then we became it. We were living and cultivating from that space, the Queen of Cups, which was our power. Now with the Emperor, that kind of power is self-governance, self-regulation, self-autonomy, self-regulation, self-governance, self-management, because you've created systems, structures, and foundation. You're automating, regulating. It's not quite bringing order over the external world, but it's ordering your life and your foundation from what the external world is sending your way. There's been a lot of things to move on, move forward, or this is a sign. I mean, this is a sign of energy moving from one sign to another. Okay. Also, there's going to be a couple of events or shifts in the next month or so, onwards towards the 6th, May 6th, May 5th is May 5th through 7th. Something is preparing us for that time. Oh, that's a couple of days after. That's a month before the retrograde starts. Something between May 5th and May 7th, I'm hearing. We may receive more spiritual help. Yeah, and that's the truth. Okay, so that Lover's card talks about the ancestors, the exalted beings, the benevolent ancestors. Our ascended masters, guides, the benevolent ones. Okay, and with that Knight of Cups, that could be Tohosu. Okay, specifically Tohosu Hoho, but this would be all of the ancestors, not just the men. It would be brothers, uncles, and mothers, grandmothers. I think it would be one generation of men, and then all the mothers back to the root, which would be Mama Chamba, Eve. Remember I was talking about Scorpio energy? That's the recently deceased ancestors. 50 to 200 years, depending on your bloodline and the karma, if it's cleansed and purified at the root. So we're becoming godly people. That's what I'm getting, that the spirits came for us. Some of our ancestors had to push our consciousness. I know when my mama died, she beat the stupid out of me. Oh, I'm so glad. Oh, it took me 2 years to catch a hoe, but now you can't fuck with me. Excuse my language. I'm just, ooh. So yeah, okay. So now we're moving into Aquarius here, and we're gonna be sovereign is what this means, first card out. Spiritual power, spiritual relationship, spiritual authority, being a godly person. And that's the road that we're on and we're gonna take, and it's been happening already. We're already on it. Now with this moon card, we're gonna start to see that manifest, take a manifestation in this world, and it'll happen within a couple of days. So things are starting to become fair because we know how to navigate, negotiate through the world. We know how to show up and participate and be present. Okay, with this moon card, 6 of Pentacles, 2 of Wands with the Hierophant. And we're feeling kind of stupid. Things are starting to decay. A cycle that was anti with the moon and the 9 of Swords. Something was mounting against us. 9 of Swords and the moon, a cycle. And it's starting to decay. It's starting to lose its efficacy. Something is coming back. It's all coming back. It's all coming back to me now. Spiritual gifts, spiritual abilities, and spiritual awareness with this is going to look like our sovereignty, our power. Yeah, because somebody blocked it, sabotaged it. I'm hearing the word cock block. That's the language. People in our group, environment, surrounding locations, especially brothers, some sisters, if they're living in the same, I'm hearing within 40 miles, if they're living kind of close, kilometers, 40 kilometers. So yeah, they would be a hater and a narcissist, a toxic person who's blocked before. There's always been some kind of truth that is revealed about their hidden intentions later on. They do compete, cheating, bickering, backstabbing, fighting, really, not wanting to be on the same page, not wanting to be in a loving connection. Some of them could be lovers, former lovers, but they would be local or having access. Like, even though you're not together anymore, they may work in the same, maybe you guys are in separate departments in this big business that you work for or something. Okay, so we're learning to align ourselves. And it's not always clear where or what we're aligning with. So we're going within and working for God. Also, I would feel like if we're in positions where there could be power up for grabs a couple years from now, the universe is starting to prepare us. What I'm seeing in front of me is promotion. Somebody is going to get a promotion right now. It's hidden. They might not even know they're working on it towards it. Or if they do know, they're keeping it a secret because other people are not going to get it. And it's upsetting. We are having an increase in our foundation. So even though we have a pair of twos, one of them a negative one, so people are working against us, we also have a pair of fours. So our foundation is increasing, but not our relationships. So this is not some deepening commitment. It's a deepening commitment with the creator here. It's true because we're withdrawn, we've gone within. We're using soul's wisdom, we're connecting to all that is. With the hermit here. So over the next couple of weeks, we're really going to have a lot of spiritual wisdom, access to ancient mysteries with the hermit, and it's going to block and separate people from us. They're not going to be able to keep the footing that they've kept in our life. There's been some type of manifestation, manipulation, matriculation in our life, and we're coming to knowledge of this. We're learning how to navigate, negotiate systems here, but right now it's politics, meaning it's a social system. It's going to go out into the world, but I think the retrograde needs to happen and then come back. So how long? Chani. Excuse me. The retrograde's not going to go on that long. Okay, so it starts May 1st, and then it usually goes retrograde 6 months. It's October and November. Yeah, so October 11th. Pluto goes retrograde from May 1st to October 11th. So let me talk to you about most of the year of 2023. In fact, I'll be right back. Okay. So now we're leaving behind authority and going into sovereignty. And it's a different type of authority because it recognizes your authority and it takes it to a spiritual level. That's what sovereignty is. Our ideology has to change, and that's the change that we're making. We're coming into righteous judgment, and it's going to shift some things around, unfortunately. It's gonna disabuse us of some notions. It's gonna burst some bubbles. We're gonna have some sobering up. We're gonna see how some deception's been created. There's been some adversarial engagement happening right in front of us, going on right to our face. And we, up until recently, because there's 2 5s here, so we're realizing that we were in a losing position. Now there's a 7, 2 7s. We had 2 5s, now we have 2 7s. So there's a warning. And it's about this is serenity, but self-worth and value. This is a divine feminine. So this is when you give your assent to something versus the emperor, your consent. Yeah, we're going to discover. Okay, we're also discovering something about what it is we can cultivate, create, accomplish here. Others are aware of it. Now we're aware of it. Somebody who was enacting, if somebody had bound ourselves, we bound ourselves to somebody because it's some kind of untruth. So now we're at an impasse. We're in a stuck position. We might need to second guess or reconsider, or like a retrograde, audit, review some things, so that we can maintain our position, Empress, Queen of Wands, so that we can maintain our position. You know, the Queen of Wands has had to protect herself. It could just be asking for what you want. It could be taking a stand. It could be, there's multiple things in the Queen of Wands, but it's about defending and protecting. Usually the Queen of Wands is somebody who has had to defend her spot. The Queen of Swords is the one trying to take the spot. Okay, so we have unless it's a third party situation, then the reading there gets inverted. So we have a lot of different things pulling at our attention, or a lot of different, we need to plug the leaks. 8 of Swords, 7 of Cups, we need to plug the leak. We need to plug the leak here. That's what I'm getting, that's what I'm sensing, that's what I'm seeing. We're giving our power away in some kind of way. And the system is designed for it. It's a perfect little con that we've been under. Here's the deal though. We do reach spiritual perfection in the future, but that's closer to the end of the year, after October. Because when the retrograde happens, we're going to see very clearly where our power is and what we've been giving up and giving over and giving away. Some truths have to come out. About the position that we hold. It could be collectively, it could be in the, government, like all the citizens banding together kind of thing. I'm not sensing that. I'm trying to explain power. We're in some kind of position. We hold some type of power, and it's always been that way, and we didn't know, and it was used against us in some kind of way through conditioning and programming. The current systems, the current structures, the current powers that be did this to us. And that's the prerogative of rulers. You need to pacify the public in some kind of way. So yeah, somebody seizes upon us. This is the other side. What would that also say? The opposing party has some kind of power where they can block, or a mechanism gets set where power basically stays in their hand. It's rigged that way. It's rigged in a certain way. Okay, and things are going to become more fair or shift. And when things shift and it's the 6 of Pentacles, that would mean somebody's already giving to the situation, and if they withdraw, it writes itself. So even though they have all these tactics there, it's a wrap for them because some deception is coming out. So wow. This is somebody who created smoke screens and illusions, 7 of Swords, 7 of Cups, and the bubble burst there. So I think it's like you see behind the curtain, and now, okay, but for whatever reason, this is also positive. So they may also delight in hurting feelings or creating sadness or betraying. What this means with the retrograde is that we're going to see where we were lied, where we were fooled with the Sun card, 7 of Swords. We're going to see where we were going into some kind of illusion, 7 of Cups. The society is going to grow. So it's going to be a collective thing with the 3 of Pentacles. I mean, okay, yeah. The society is going to grow. We're going to know about more of our franchise and autonomy. But with the 3 of Cups, that means the collective mind is going to increase. We're going to have a great awakening or a global awakening of some kind. There are still going to be some kind of people that stay behind, but that's the people that enjoy the darkness, that enjoy delusions and confusions, smoke screens, things of that nature. But there's going to be a lot of understanding who and what happened. Who did it is what we're going to understand here, because it's a constriction in a kind of way. We're going to have to get unstuck, but there's a truth that we need to see, period. And it's the position that we hold and how to utilize our power from such position, which is our spiritual, it's a spiritual thing. Our spiritual peace, our spiritual abundance, our spirit, our divinity. Okay, so we have the strength carries of wisdom now. To dead things. There will be an inevitable change, and it's coming after October, and it will be in the collective. This is, remember, Capricorn came out pretty early, and now we have Aquarius right at the end. So this is a change in optimism. Somebody here may be an Aquarius sun, but this is when we're fully in Aquarius energy with Pluto, there's going to be a change in optimism. We won't be giving a hope, faith, and optimism to certain things. And, you know, when you're loving on things or looking towards things or always putting your energy into things, it's a form of worship. So there's going to be a shift in it. This is also getting down. The practitioners out there. The pole star. So there's going to be a rotation. That just means things shift from the inside out. And that's usually a collective consciousness thing. So it's been an honor and a pleasure to serve. Thank you for allowing me the privilege to do so. I made this accessible to everybody. So if you would please and thank you, leave a donation, that would be wonderful. Normally it would be $3.60 to view. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.